Hi, in this screencast we will start talking about creating a schedule project. Before we create a schedule project, we need to decide what do we want to schedule. I usually use an Excel file to put things together. So first of all, we need to decide what core qualities we are scheduling. I have 9 parameters listed here. So the first one is call volume, then a call mass. Both of these are additive. And then we have the core qualities, starting with moisture and working state and down to specific gravity. All of these values are weight averaged, and they are weight averaged by call mass. You can see the description, the units, and also that they have a weight averaged on the call mass. The other component that we will have in our schedule database would be burden. For burden, we are monitoring the volume, and we also want to have in our model the total volume of burden and call. So basically this plus this makes this. But it is also necessary to understand from our geological model we know that we have 6 different call qualities, and we have quite a number of different types of burden. All of them are presented on the other slide. So I'll go here, and I have my call quality. I have 6 qualities, and I have different types of the burden. So I can say it's about 18 different types. So here is the abbreviation which I would be using in MineScape, and this is the description of these types. So we will start with creating these objects inside of MineScape. We need to make sure that we have our schedule module running. So in plugin manager, just make sure that this is green. If you don't have all these fancy menus, make sure that you have schedule, you have clicked schedule run. So we have a check mark here. And we start from the first menu on the left, and we go with the first option. Well, the actual first option is information, but we don't touch it. We go to the base types. So here I'll just align it with Excel so we can nicely look in Excel and build objects in MineScape. So for base types, I have this tab. We just need to input the types of call qualities, and also one for burden and one the base type to accommodate for the total volume. I have already have them created, but I will go one by one to explain how it should be done. So first one, you type cvol. For decimals you put 0.2. That's for report purpose only. In the system it is stored with quite a large amount of numbers after the comma, so all the calculations are done properly, but this amount is for reporting. So if you would be outputting this value into the report, this would be the amount of digits to be used. Current units, you type in the current units. In our case is 1000 cubic meters. Scale you don't touch, leave it as it is, and accumulation rule is additive. Don't forget to click apply. After you do that, in the feedback area of MineScape you would have a confirmation that this object is written into a database. Next one is call mass. For call mass, decimals 2, current units 1000 tons, current scale, leave it equal to 1, and accumulation rule is additive. Moisture and working state. Decimals, current units percentage, and attention, accumulation rule, it is weight averaged. You select it from the drop down list, and it's accumulated on the CMSS. CMSS you also need to select from the drop down list. It is important that you follow the order of creating these objects, because you first need to have your additive values to be created before you can weight average on them. So in other words, CMSS should be created before all the weight average values. Hit apply. Ash working state 2 percentage 1 weight averaged CMSS. Volatile matter 2 percentage 1 weight averaged CMSS. Hit apply. When you switch between these options, the only thing you got to do is to type in the name. Basically anything else, the rest of it, the form will remember from the previous object, so you won't have to type it in every time. So we do it for carbon content, absolutely the same. We do it for sulfur, Cr, and we do it for Sg, and here it's the current units at decimal 2. Because actually the units are not applicable here for a specific gravity, but it's also weight averaged on CMSS. Now we are done with coal. The one before the last is burden volume. Current units 1000 meters, and be attentive, the accumulation rule is additive again. Hit apply, and you have the last one. The total volume, it's the current units, also 1000 meters cubic, and the accumulation rule is additive. Hit apply, and just to check yourself, you go to schedule information base types, and if it would give you a table of all the base types that you have, and just compare it with the table here. So it should be like that. So we are done with base types. We go to schedule setup, qualifiers. We first need to create a qualifier group, so we type in quality, and we type in C1, C2, C3, C4, C5 and C6 here, and we hit apply. Then we have a confirmation that our quality group was successfully created. Then, so those are the qualities for coal. Now we need different types for burden. We go here, we type lithotypes, and we type in all the lithotypes that we have here on the qualifiers tab. After we type them in, we hit apply, and again we have a confirmation that the objects are successfully written into a database. To check ourselves, we go to information qualifiers, and we compare the list here and here, here and here. They should be identical. So this is about burden base types and qualifiers. In the next one we will talk about hierarchy. We will talk about block records. Thank you for listening. See you in the next screencast.